find the heart. And remember, since this is an amphibian, there's just one ventricle. You guys all know about these terms of location, right? Anterior, posterior, dorsal, ventral. Those are important because we're going to be using those terms a lot when we do these dissections. So right here in the anterior part of the cavity is the ventricle of the heart. See this ventricle here? Mm-hmm. There's just one. It's not divided, right? And the two atria are going to be attached to it on either side. And the atria kind of look like little flaps on the ventricle. They don't really look like separate chambers. Right? You see these two kind of yellowish things? Those are the atria on either side of the ventricle. Can you guys see that? See, the atria are kind of like little flaps on the sides of the ventricle. And then, one thing about the frog, the rest of the, maybe not the rest of the vertebrates, but certainly when we get to the fetal pig, you're going to see that the abdominal cavity and the thoracic cavity are separated by the diaphragm, right? This horizontal layer of muscle. Frog doesn't have that, so the thoracic cavity is just continuous with the abdominal cavity. So let's see if we can find some little lungs in here. You may have to get rid of some of the membrane, and you might even have to remove some other tissue. Yeah, because here's one of the small lungs right here. See this little small grayish thing? The lungs are going to feel kind of spongy to you if you feel them with your probe. They're full of little air sacs. They feel spongy. They look spongy, right? So there's two small lungs on either side of the heart. And the lungs are always right next to the heart. So in all these vertebrates you'll have really similar arrangement. Did we forget anything here?
What are these?
Okay, so those are reproductive organs. This is a female that we were looking at, right? So you see this incredibly coiled up oviduct full of eggs, right? You don't really see the ovaries anymore because the eggs have taken over everything, right? The fat bodies. In the male, you would see the kidneys more clearly, right? So the kidneys are buried under here somewhere. I'll see if I can find them.